morning, gentlemen. Good morning. I'm joined by Minister Casey Madhu, Minister of Municipal Affairs, who is responsible for emergency response in the Government of Alberta, Minister Devin Dreeshen, Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, in whose ministry resides the forest fire teams, as well as Bruce Mayer, Assistant Deputy Minister at Municipal, and Shane Schreiber, Managing Director of the Alberta Emergency Management Agency. Right now, Alberta wildfire crews are fighting a significant wildfire in northwest Alberta in the region of High Level, of the Dene Ta First Nation, and of Mackenzie County. Last night, I was briefed in the Provincial Operations Centre by officials from the Alberta Agriculture and Forestry, as well as the Alberta Emergency Management Agency, on the efforts to both fight the wildfire and ensure that residents leave the area safely. A state of local emergency is in effect in the town of High River and in Mackenzie County, and a mandatory evacuation order is in place for the town of High Level and parts of Mackenzie County and of High Level. The Dene Ta First Nation declared a state of local emergency for Bushe River, Chate, and Meander River, and evacuations are underway. Residents have been told to prepare to be away from home for at least 72 hours. Approximately 4,000 people have been evacuated without incident, and I'm pleased to say it was a safe, orderly evacuation thanks to the cooperation of residents and first responders. I spoke yesterday with High Level Mayor Crystal McAteer, and there's been a high degree of cooperation between the municipality and provincial crews sent in to assist. The mayor thanked the Government of Alberta for what she described as tremendous resources and a timely response. On the fire intensity scale of 1 to 6, the high-level fire is currently assessed to be a 6, meaning that the fire is jumping from crown to crown of trees. The right call was made by Mayor McAteer to get residents out early based on the unpredictability of the winds. The fire has approached as close as 5 kilometers to the southwest of High Level. This meant that residents could evacuate in the daytime without imminent threat. We know at this time that no homes have been damaged, and there have been no known injuries associated with the fires, but electricity and cellular service have been lost in the area. ATCO has informed us that power is expected to be restored later today, and I'd like to thank ATCO and their employees for doing tremendous work to get power back online. We understand that power losses have also affected the communities of Fort Vermilion and La Crete. For those residents who have had to leave their homes, we ask that you please register at reception centres, even if you aren't staying there and are choosing to stay with friends or family or are camping. We want to be able to communicate directly with you through the Alberta Emergency Management Association and through the town of High Level. Reception centres are open at the Slave Lake Legacy Centre and at the High Prairie Sports Palace, and additional reception centres are being set up in Peace River and in Grand Prairie. I understand that as of last night, we had some roughly 400 people. 540 people registered in Slave Lake. I gather there are a couple of hundred in La Crete, mainly staying with family and friends, and that some 400 people from the Dene Ta First Nation also arrived in Slave Lake. As I say, we understand people may find informal opportunities to stay with family and friends, but we'd like to be able to communicate with them, and we encourage everybody to watch for updates online at the website of the Alberta Emergency Management Agency. Our first priority is to protect communities threatened by wildfire, and I've been assured by officials that we are putting the right resources in place. There are some 100 provincial employees and contractors involved directly in fighting the fire, as well as those involved in trying to create a fire barrier along the highways and on the perimeter of the town. And there are as well water bombers, both helicopters and airplanes that have been designated for this operation. As I say, Alberta Wildfire has 89 firefighters along with heavy equipment and air support assigned to the wildfire. Significant resources have been dispatched to the high-level area to assist local authorities, including the Alberta Emergency Management Agency Incident Support Team, the Alberta First Responders Radio Communications Team, and many others. Over the next 48 hours, we'll see crews from Ontario, Nova Scotia, and British Columbia join Alberta firefighters under mutual agreements that we have with those provincial governments. These resources are very much appreciated. I'd like to thank those governments and our fellow Canadians for coming to our assistance, and we will be certainly proud to return the favor when needed in the future. I'm impressed by the level of cooperation seen across ministries, agencies, and municipalities, and the great work underway by local authorities. I've spoken to Mayor MacTier, and I'll be speaking hopefully to Mackenzie County Reeve Josh Knelson later this morning. Times like these reinforce the strength of Albertans. We work together when disaster strikes, and we take care of our neighbors when they're in need of support. We thank the men and women working hard to patrol, monitor, and control these fires, and we thank them sincerely for their efforts. Unfortunately, the dry conditions in northern Alberta are forecast to continue for the foreseeable future, with the fire danger possibly increasing this week. I'm told that the number of fires active across the province, primarily right now in the northwest, is at or just slightly above the 5-year average. Let me remind all Albertans to follow local fire bans and to not discard cigarettes for moving vehicles. Officials believe that most of these fires likely caused by human activity. Wildfire season is a long and tough battle every year, and we need to be prepared for the long haul this summer. So I'm incredibly proud of the efforts of Alberta's wildfire firefighters and first responders. I want to assure them and the residents who have had to flee their homes that the government of Alberta has their back. I'm hoping to visit high level later today, should conditions permit, to be able to see firsthand the conditions in the area and to meet with local officials, both municipal and provincial, who are engaged in this fight to ensure that they're getting all of the resources and support that they need. And with that, the two ministers and I have to go and get sworn in, so we're going to leave you in the capable hands of officials to take any technical questions that you have. Thank you very much.